Hello and welcome back. We have another spell today. This time it is a candle spell. This is actually the spell that I wanted to do last week, but I just kept running into problems with. And I had a dream last night. I woke up and I just knew like it was time. It was time. So here we are. And today we're doing a spell to call back your power, which I'm very excited about. So this could be calling back your power from people, places, situations, belief structures, thought patterns that you maybe have just given too much of your power, given too much of your energy. I'm hearing for some of you, maybe given too much of your spirit. This can be as specific or as general as you want. First material, you're going to need a red candle. And some of you might actually want to, with a pen or a needle, write in what you are calling your power back from. I'm just doing mine a little bit more broad today. I don't have anything super specific, but I know there's quite a few that I need my power called back from. You're also going to need, as usual, your fire safe plate, a dish for mixing your herbs. Speaking of herbs, we have pink sea salt. If you just have regular salt, that's totally fine. I like pink specifically for the self-love aspect in this. You will also need rose petals, thyme, red pepper, ginger, and bay leaves. And again, I mean, these are pretty general ingredients. Feel free to take out or add in whatever you feel called to. Just make sure you research your herbs and your intentions first before you start switching things. As far as stones go, we're actually doing something a little different today. I don't have like big versions of all the stones, but I do have chips as well. So after I'm done with this spell, this is actually an idea given to me by my editor, Kris. I'm going to take the remnants of it and put it in a little bottle. So the chips will be very handy for that. So I have carnelian, lapis lazuli, smoky quartz. Obsidian would also work great instead because the intention for the smoky quartz is going to be protection, and obsidian is great for that. And then for my little chips, again, just use what you have. I have aquamarine, sunstone, just one that I feel like I never use enough of, and bloodstone, which we used in our last one. And again, same with the crystals. If you don't have all of them, feel free to leave some of them out, or swap them based on intention. Up to you. You will also need some sort of anointing oil. I'm just going to pick one from one of the ones I have over here. Again, I like to use the Art of the Root oils. Eventually, I'm sure I will make my own, but right now these are just easier for me to use. And I have some on hand. All right. First, we're going to start by mixing our herbs together. I'm also going to call in the deities that I work with. Typically, I'll do that closer to the lighting of the candle, but I think I want to do it kind of up front today. If you do not work with deities, feel free to leave this part out. I'm going to call in Hecate, the ancestors, my ancestors. Lucifer, of course, my spirit team. Eve, Lilith, Hermes, Apollo is coming through, Hades, Persephone as well, the goddess Isis, Hathor, Demeter, Iris, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Ariel, Aniel, Mother Mary, and Mary Magdalene, as well as any other deity, archangel, saint that would like to work with me and be here for this. So we're going to mix everything except for our salt into our bowl. We're going to start with rose petals. It's not what I have on my list, but it's what I'm feeling called to start with. Aphrodite as well. You can, sorry, Aphrodite's been around a lot. So Aphrodite. I'm just gonna, they're not very crumbly, so I'm just gonna rip a bunch of them up. These are going to be going on our candle, so you don't want really big ones because we're trying not to burn our house down or apartment, wherever you are. These are representative of divine feminine as well as self-love. And if you wanted to save this towards the end and just put some on your plate, you can certainly do that too. I always like to use extra herbs so I can put them on my plate. If you've watched my videos before, you know that. I'm going to do a little bit more because I want enough to also fill the jar later. That feels good as I throw more in. All right, next we are going to use thyme. Thyme is great for courage. Just going to be generous. Sure, we'll do a little bit more. Next, we're going to crumple up some bay leaves. Again, however many you want to do is fine. You can also write some intentions on these instead of crumpling them up and just tie them to the candle. Again, just be careful of fire safety. So these are for strength. Next is ginger. I have ground ginger. Use what you have. And this is for power. And last but not least, we have chili flakes. That's for fire, determination. That's all that's coming to mind. All right. And we're just going to stir that up, mix them together. There we go. I'll try to show you. That's what mine looks like. Then we are ready for our plate. On your plate, before you do anything else, we're going to do a circle of pink salt, or just regular salt, whatever you have, around the edge of the plate. I'm going to try to do this without making a mess. All right, and once again, that's for protection as well as for self-love. It's about what your plate should look like. And then we're going to take our red candle. I'm going to go ahead and anoint it. Of course, I forgot paper towels again, but that's okay. We're going to get a little messy. Before I anoint this, I will say, as I usually say, although I'm using this Art of the Root oil, if you have your own, you can use that you've made. You can also research some intentions around whatever ingredients that you have already in your pantry and use that oil instead. I will say olive oil is great for peace. Sunflower oil is good for happiness and prosperity. Just get some of that on there. Not too much that it gets all your herbs kind of yucky. And rub that all over your candle. All right, consider that anointed. And then we're just gonna scoop our herbs onto the candle. All right, that seems good. This is what my candle looks like. Just gonna melt the bottom of this. If you have a candle holder, great. I'm just gonna melt the bottom and hopefully get it to stick to my plate. There we go. All right, your candle is now on your plate. I'm gonna go ahead and add the extra herbs. Try not to get them too wildly close to the candle, because again, you don't want to start a fire. All right. Then we're just going to place our crystals around. So we have smoky quartz for protection, carnelian to remove fear, lapis lazuli for empowerment. Now I have my chips. So we have aquamarine. That's for courage and to remove obstacles. We have sunstone for independence. And we have bloodstone for courage. I just place them around my candle inside the salt circle. Let me see if I can get that a little closer without knocking anything over. Now it's time to light our candle. So I actually started channeling this earlier. So I don't have, this is my grimoire. I don't have anything else written down under here. This is all going to be channeled. Take what resonates, use what resonates, leave what doesn't. I call my power back from the people, places, and spaces who have wronged me or still hold energy, my energy that does not belong to them. I call my power back from situations that still hold my attention, from people and places that still hold my attention. I call my power back from those that are no longer in my life. That do not deserve to hold any of my power. I call back my power from anyone living or past that is not deserving of holding my power anymore, of holding my attention, or holding anything over me. I call back my power from all ends of the earth, from all dimensions and realms. I just got the chills. As this candle burns, my power flows back to me, cleansed and renewed by the fire. As my own fire burns bright. Okay. Also, hi Hephaestus. So, from here on out, I'm going to move that away so I don't accidentally blow it out. From here on out, I'm just going to let it burn down. And I will see you when it's done. All right, so as you can see, my candle is almost burnt down. I have my jar here. Also prepared some red wax, and I finally cleaned out my wax sealer. Now, again, this is an optional step, and this is something that you can do with really any spell that you feel called to do this with. I'm just going to do an excuse me. I'm just going to do an energy cleanse on this jar. So I have it in between my hands. I'm picturing my energy going in and around the jar. You can also do this with smoke. You can do this with incense. I guess you could even like let that clear it. I don't want my glass to break though. And you'll see this is pretty much burnt down by now. You can blow this out if you so choose. Since I usually put a lot of stuff on here, I found that if you blow it out, it just makes a mess. I do highly recommend investing in a candle snuffer. And give it just a little bit more time. When you go to discard your spell, you can honestly do whatever you wish. It's up to you. Some people like to take their ingredients, probably minus the crystals, and bury them. If I am going to discard, I usually just take the crystals off and throw out the rest. Because if I'm being totally honest, the spell usually sits here on my plate for days to weeks. Just being honest. All right. This is pretty much out itself. The candle is completely burnt down. So I'm going to say thank you, and so mote it be. There we go. All right. Let's fill up our jar. I'm just going to go ahead and start with the bloodstone first. You've already set intentions into these, so you don't really need to again unless you want to. Perfect. Next, I'm just going to scoop up some salt. And then we'll just, typically I like to use my little spoon, but I don't think it's really going to matter much here. If you want to, you can also take some of the wax and put it in there. As I said that, I literally got a piece of wax in there. Okay, I feel like I want more of the chili flakes and the thyme. We'll cork it. Here's what it looks like right now. Hey guys, sorry, my audio cut off in the last couple minutes and I didn't realize it until much later when my editor told me, so thank you. But once I put the cork on the jar, I poured red wax over it. You can use a regular candle. I used a wax melt, and then you can just carry this with you. That's pretty much the rest of the spell, and you can do that with any spell, really, any spell that you have remnants on. If you really feel called to turn the remnants into a spell jar, like, great. Other than that, you can just discard them as you normally would. But yeah, sorry about that. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you again next week. Bye.